Hey, it's Ran here. Welcome to another live stream that I wanted to do as we're wrapping up this founding member launch for this upcoming membership, the templates and coaching membership. So I have three things on the agenda today. Number one, I'm going to talk about different questions that people have asked me to do with business, marketing, and offers, pricing, things along these lines. I've got a few questions from people that I want to make sure I answer those. That's number one. There's, of course, some questions about the membership itself, some frequently asked questions that I want to make sure I answer. The second point that I want to talk about is about a topic that I saw it. I'll tell you the story in a moment, but basically I want to talk about burnout. And I think this is a topic that I very, very rarely talk about because I don't really personally experience it or believe in that for myself, but I see other people experiencing it all the time. And it was really interesting because I'll tell you the story, but probably a few hours ago, I saw an email from a marketer, a very, very well-known marketer that I learned from, and I really enjoyed following. And that person, I mean, they're so burnt out. They literally are saying they're going offline. They're stopping entrepreneurship for indefinitely. They have stopped any of their high-ticket coaching. They have retiring their online course, retiring their high-ticket membership, all that stuff, and they're literally just disappearing to go on holiday, basically because they don't like what they do anymore. They're feeling burnt out. I mean, that is just like a terrible, terrible, terrible situation to be in as an online entrepreneur, because when you're starting business, you should be setting up systems and processes and things like that. As a CEO, you no longer have to like things should be operating without your presence having to be there. I mean, they downsized their company. I mean, it's a whole thing. And I was like, this is just terrible. It's something that somebody that I actually look up to. So I want to talk about this point about burnout and maybe share some tips about that if somebody has questions about it or my thoughts on it, kind of brainstorm this point. I think it's really important. And I'm going to talk about the other point of the agenda. I want to talk a little bit about collaborations in kind of the future, because this is something that I want to do better as an entrepreneur. I've not been very good at collaborations, and I really want to get better at it this year. And I want to share some things that I'm doing to do that, and also to kind of invite you to potentially collaborate with me. So we'll have a discussion about that. And then the last thing I want to talk about is I'll give you a little sneak peek about the next launch, which I haven't told anybody yet, but I think you're going to like it. So anyway, it's a little bit unexpected, but it's going to be freaking awesome. I will probably have that ready. I don't know, in March, definitely April, but possibly March as well. So we'll see. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. So if you want to leave, tell me where you're from. Hey, Han, great to see you. Awesome to have you here. And yeah, if you want to just say where you are, if you want to tune in or ask any questions, you're definitely welcome to leave comments. I'll definitely keep an eye out on the chat as well. So with that said, let's go ahead and answer some questions. So the first question I have today is advice and or tutorial for the best/easiest sharing recording software. So yeah, Loom is good, but I need something free. Okay, so I'm using wave.video for streaming, okay? And I mean, that's what I use. There is also, like, if you're looking to record videos, I would just use Loom. And the way you would use Loom is you would record 4 minutes video, stop it, download the video, and then create it again, create the next one. And then because you can do up to 5 minutes per video. So that's how I would do it. Also, I think Zoom has some sort of a free plan. You can use that as well. There is also an AppSumo deal. Let me just have a look, which is basically a Loom alternative. And I think it was $19. So it's a one-time payment. Let me just check the name. It's called, bear with me. Komodo web recorder, okay? If you go to appsumo.com, you can check it out. I think it's still there, $19, and it's a Loom alternative. I don't like those types of deals personally because I don't know how long, if they're gonna last, okay? But temporary solution, $19. If they go out of business, whatever, at least you've made the most out of it while you can, and so on. So that's what I would recommend for that. So go check out Komodo. I mean, I tested it. It's okay. I did buy it myself. I don't know, just a bit of an impulse purchase, to be honest. But anyway, that's that. Next question. There's a couple of questions which is interesting. They're kind of similar in the similar thread. One of them is, how do you define what you offer? Now, the person said, I launched this website. They told me what the website is. I'm really clear about what each of these businesses offer. I have multiple skills and I'm applying to my coaching business. I really don't know how to package myself so I stand out. I don't even know what to call myself. I've dabbled in transformational life coach, therapeutic life coach, etc. It's a good question. Yeah, I mean, how to call yourself? It's really funny. It's funny because I don't even know what to call myself. Okay, I just call myself an online entrepreneur. So I don't know. I mean, I don't really call myself a coach or a consultant or whatever. I mean, I'm a coach. I am a consultant. I am a course creator. I am a freelancer. You know what I mean? So it's funny. I don't know how to label yourself. I wouldn't put too much significance on what to label yourself. You can start with coach and kind of figure it out as you go, basically. Like I wouldn't get too hung up on it. What I would get hung up on is getting that first customer or the next customer. That's what I would focus on. Raphael said, last time I checked, Komodo was no longer there. Yeah, it's possible. Anyway. Okay, thanks for letting me know, Raphael. Appreciate that. So to answer the question about how to define what you offer, so I'll tell you, I'm going to share my screen for a second and I'll show you a website, okay? And this website is runfunnels.com/Zenler. Now, this particular website, if I was to show you this offhand, you might look at this website, you'll be like, that's nice. Cool. I mean, it's a nice website. I'll just share my screen. There you go, this one, okay? This website, okay, video, testimonials, case study, another case study, some examples, how it works, pricing, some extra bullets, coaching grid, summary of the service, frequently asked questions, payment options, okay? This page I just shown you is a $100,000 page, okay? It's a six-figure page. Like I've made over 100 grand from this one page for my services without having to get on sales calls. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because this page wasn't put together because I had some magical thinking about, I'm going to write this page and I'm going to go and create the best copy or something like that. This page was created specifically based on questions that I received from customers. So I got to ask questions from customers. And based on those questions, I then revised my offer and upgraded my offer. So that's what I would tell you. Like, I would just focus on starting to deliver the service, the transformational coach, if that's what you're doing. I would just focus on delivering those services to start with. And then when you're delivering the service, you can ask your audience, what would you call yourself? You know what I mean? How would you describe me? You know what I mean? And kind of survey them. And I learned a lot. Like basically what I would do is I would do one-on-one coaching with people, building their website. And when I finished the project, I would ask them, so what did you think? What's your feedback? Good, bad? Tell me what you think. And then kind of have that kind of a human conversation just to kind of learn how do they translate what just happened, how you help them, and let them give you that feedback, because that's the feedback you want to know. So when it comes to the transformational coach or whatever the label is and so on, that's kind of how you figure this out. Now also, this service that I just showed you, this one-on-one service, the way that this service came together is, I'll tell you the story. This was Christmas, December 2020, and I didn't want to sell my services for free, basically. I didn't want to sell my services for free. I didn't want to work for free. And what I mean by that is I knew that during Christmas time, I'm going to be working anyway. But I didn't want to just write blogs or write emails or help people on social media or whatever and do all that without actually making some money, because I knew Christmas time, people are going on holiday and stuff like that. So I said, I will work with you one-on-one and I will build your website. I will help do your tech stuff. I'll do coaching. I basically prostituted myself, okay, for $50 an hour. And I'll do whatever you want. Now, when I did that, I had 100 hours sold, basically. By the way, the criteria was you buy 1 hour of my time for $50, and you have to use that hour in the month of December. In 5 days, I sold 100 hours, and that was $5,000 in 5 days. Now, I did that in December, and then I spent the entire month working with people one-on-one. I started building people's websites on Zoom, and that's how the service of the Done With You happened. It was only because I was doing these tests. I didn't have some coach that told me, hey, you should do a Done With You. You should build people's websites on Zoom while they're watching. Nobody told me to do that. That's not a service that typically exists. So that happened because I tested something, basically. So the question that was asked, to kind of bring us back, the question was, how do you define what you offer? So I would say that just work with people one-on-one and let them dictate to you what it is that they benefited. How would they label what you just did for them, and kind of extract their insights in their language, and then use that language to create your marketing assets, your lead magnet, your email marketing, your sales pages, and all that. So the sales page that you're seeing right now on the screen, for example, that sales page, like if you look, I'm just going to walk you through quickly one point. You can see here I've got a lot of FAQs, right? And it's really important, the FAQs. How long is the session? What can I expect to accomplish? How many calls? Is there free trial? Sorry, I'm yawning. I'm like super tired. Do you offer refunds? Are there any hidden fees? What happens after I pay, right? These questions, you can see there's a lot of them. What is your availability? Like, very, very common question, right? All these questions have been asked of me during one-on-one consulting. So I knew what questions and what language people want to know based on the conversations. So that's how I would define those points, okay? So that's the answer to that question. Next question, how do I prioritize my marketing based on potential to result? Promotion, marketing, branding, posting on Instagram, posting on Facebook, writing an email to my list, creating YouTube tutorials, building a funnel for a new or old product, service, and promoting. It's a great question. How do you prioritize? Yeah. How do you prioritize? There's 3 things you should focus on, really. Like the 3 core things you should focus on at all times. Finding new customers, serving existing customers, creating system processes and digital products to automate and productize the 2 things I just told you about. It's the 3 things you should focus on. Client acquisition, client fulfillment, and digitizing, productizing, automating 1 and 2 that I just told you about. That's really what you should focus on, okay? Now, I can tell you that probably last year I was, I have a friend who's like an influencer. She's got like over 100,000 followers on Instagram, and she's wonderful, right? She's an incredible storyteller. We're really good friends. And, we had a chat at a coffee shop and stuff like that. And she said, you should do reels. Like, like we're talking and she's like, this is so good what you're teaching me and da-da-da-da. So you should do reels. Like, this is a reel, this is a reel, this is a reel. And I was like, yeah, these are really good ideas. So then I made notes based on our conversation in the coffee shop on everything that we discussed and turn it into a reel. I then put it in my project management and I figured out a whole workflow for reels. And I created about 20, 30, maybe even 40 reels, hired a video editor, and I did that whole process, okay? I did that for about a month and a half. And to be honest, I just got bored. I got bored doing it. I didn't like doing it. It wasn't fun. It wasn't engaging. Like me doing the live that I'm doing right now, besides the fact that I'm super tired and I'm like, I want to go to bed. Okay. Besides that, I actually like doing lives like this. Like I can add value. People are engaging, they're asking me questions, I get good feedback, and that's great. So I don't mind doing stuff like that. But the short videos, I just like, it's just not working for me, right? Writing email to my list, again, that's something that I like to do. I'm good at it. I get traction, I get results, no problem. Okay. So what I would say is you just want to kind of test things to see which one kind of works the best, because it depends on which one is really going to give you the results you're looking for, right? Now, in the case of this specific question, I'm just going to go back to this specific question. It's a very, very specific one. How do you prioritize my marketing based on the potential to result? I can tell you right now, there is some logical perspective as to why I'm doing the way I'm doing things. For example, Facebook groups. I go to Facebook groups to add value because people there are super freaking engaged. It's just the way it is. They're really, really engaged. And when I answer people's comments and write a very, very detailed comment, I can have dozens of people who actually see that comment, maybe even hundreds of people who see that comment and get value. If I spend the exact same amount of time, take that comment, same length, and even bigger, or even whatever, I take that and I post it into my blog on my website, I'm not going to get the same number of eyeballs. So it just doesn't make sense. Why would I go and do blogging when I can go and do the same amount of work of blogging, but do it inside a Facebook group of someone else's? Because I get way more exposure that way. Now, could I then take that content and use it in a blog post? Absolutely. That's exactly what I do. But I initially post the content in other people's Facebook posts. And that way I can create a workflow of repurposing, basically. So go to other people's Facebook groups, find a comment that you can add value, answer the question intelligently, and give a lot of input based on the engagement that you're seeing, because some things you're going to get really good engagement, you're going to know it's really valuable. You can take that piece of content and either create a blog post or a lead magnet or email the same content to your list. Okay. And that's what I would do, basically. That's kind of the sequence. Now, of course, you can create videos and create reels and all that, but I would just do something for a month, month and a half, maybe, do like 100 pieces of content for one thing. If you don't like it, you're not getting the results from it, I would move on, right? Now, it doesn't mean that you should quit something too soon, because that's also a risk. But I like to look at things logically, and to me, I simply get more eyeballs in other people's Facebook posts. Okay, so that's how I prioritize my marketing, and then realize the YouTube videos that I create, right? Like, for example, the questions that I create now, the live that I'm doing right now, I'm doing it based on questions that I received primarily from my paid members. And I did 150 videos on YouTube last year. I would say that 90 to 95% of these videos were created based on a question I received from somebody in my tech support membership. So again, I got paid to create that video up front before I actually created it. So anyway, hopefully that answers your question. Cool. If anybody has any other question, let me know. Otherwise, let's talk about burnout. I want to talk about burnout. So let me just do one thing. I just want to show you, in case you're here and you want to join the membership as well, the doors are closing in a few hours, an hour actually. Door closes in an hour. Okay. So I want to talk about burnout. So I saw this marketer, which I really respect, and I like that particular marketer, and I was actually really surprised seeing that they are basically retiring from what they do. They're stopped serving their audience, and yeah, they're just. Maybe I should read out the email. I mean, I was like, what the freaking hell? Let me just find the email. I'm going on a sabbatical. As some of you may know, you've noticed, I'm on my lack of presence on social media recently. I made a decision to go on an indefinite sabbatical, taking long extended break from work. In addition to making this decision, I've made several difficult, surprising decisions. discontinued my high-end, high-ticket mastermind, and offboarded all my high-ticket clients. I scaled down my multi-seven-figure business and downsized my team from 9 members to just 1. Canceled all masterminds, all contracts, and subscriptions I'm a part of. I'm retiring my signature program, which was a $2,000 or $1,000 coaching program or something like that. Okay. Sold my fancy car and got a cheap one. You might be thinking, what the freaking hell? This chick's crazy. And then she kind of explained her logic and stuff like that. She's got like over 500,000 followers, subscribers on YouTube, by the way. Like, she's huge, right? Anyway, point is that this is something that I don't want my people to end up in that situation like that. Doesn't matter if you're that big or not. It's not really relevant. You shouldn't be in a situation where you are closing a business like this that you've spent years building. I mean, this person's been building this web business for 5 years, I think, 5-6 years, and it's incredible. They've done an incredible job, right? Now, to do a pivot, to do something else that you like or something like that, that's cool, right? But I just don't quite understand why would somebody get to a situation where they would be so burned out that they literally will be like, okay, all my customers, goodbye. All my social media, goodbye. All my staff, goodbye. I mean, I guess if you're retiring, then, I mean, you've made enough money, you can retire, great. But I think it's really important that when you're setting up the business, whatever your business you're doing now, you're figuring out what is the outcome you want. Where do you see yourself in a year, 2 years, 3 years now? For example, if you want to build a business where you can travel the world and work 20 hours a week, for example, 10 hours a week or whatever, set up your business with that in mind and then work toward that, as opposed to creating something that is spiraling out of control and you're doing it for the sake of doing it. And I just think it's really important. Now, the tip that I have for you on how to do that and figure this out is you need to map out your financial goals and your financial scenario. What I mean by that is open up a Google Sheet, make a list of all your existing subscriptions, make a list of all your debts, make a list of all your income, and kind of itemize every single point. Cancel all the subscriptions you don't need and really look at what it is that you need to make, okay? Based on that, you then need to figure out what service or product can you create, learn, or serve others with, so you can actually make enough money to cover your business and living expenses, okay? That skill could be building websites, it could be copywriting, it could be freelancing, it could be video editing, it could be coaching on, whatever your skill that you have, and then break down how you want to price those things. I'm listening to the book, The Millionaire Booklet, again today, and Grant Cardone talks about doing the millionaire math. So instead of doing a millionaire math, do the math for your living and business expenses. Once you have that figured out, then you would then go and acquire your first customer. When you acquire that first customer, do a great job, collect a testimonial, but also learn from that experience. Learn from that particular scenario. Do you like working with that customer? Do you not like working with that customer? What does that look like to you? Okay. Now, when you do that one by one, you will figure out what it is that you like doing. And you don't end up in a situation down the track where you've gone through a rabbit hole for 4 years and build something that you freaking hate, okay? Which is just like a terrible situation to be in. Now, I can tell you, probably about 2 years ago, I learned video editing. And I learned video editing because I thought, okay, I want to learn video editing because I need to learn how to do YouTube. And then I got 2 clients to do their video editing and their video creation. And I hated it. I hated working with a client to do video editing. But I learned that I don't like to do it for other people. I didn't mind doing it for myself, but it was very time consuming. And that's why I ended up hiring 2 video editors. So even if you find things in your business you don't like, figure out how you can hire it out so you don't have to do it yourself. Anyway, I'm going a bit of a rampage here, but I just thought this topic is just so important. And I was really kind of surprised that person did that. So I can tell you that with the tech support membership, for example, I plan on retiring my tech support membership at some point. But I don't want to retire my tech support membership just like, okay, thanks for being in my tech support membership, goodbye. I'm more thinking about how do I, for lack of a better word, how do I franchise the model of the tech support membership? Because it's a very, very valuable service, right? And I know the formula for setting up a tech support membership. And I know that there's people who might be listening to this who'll be like, oh yeah, I'd love to have a tech support membership like you have. Great. I would love to coach you and assist you to set something up like that. And then I can focus on the group thing that I'm doing now, the templates and coaching membership and so on, and then have franchisees, so to speak, who do the tech support, virtual assistants who do the tech support, partners, which kind of brings me to the last point I want to talk to you about, which is collaborations. And this is something that I want to do a lot better this year because I've not been very good at collaborations. And, I know that to some degree I also halted my own growth by doing it, but I just never felt comfortable going all out with collaborations. I had very strict boundaries on who I collaborate with. So this year, I'm definitely looking for people to do podcasts with. If you want to invite me on, I'm definitely looking for affiliate partners that I'm going to create different type of partnerships. And one of the pages that I'm going to create for the templates, System.io templates, is purely a collaborations page where I'm going to set up my collaborations page. You know how at the bottom of your website you have partners, or in software companies they have partners? Well, I'm going to create a page like that, partners, on my website. So that's something that I feel is really important for customer acquisition, for growth, and so on and so forth. So if you're looking to collaborate with me in some way, then or something like that, I will create a page where we can actually get together and figure out how I can help you grow your business and kind of do something that's connected. For example, the templates and coaching membership, I do plan on making an affiliate program out of it as well. That's something that's going to happen probably later down the track once I open the door after the membership closes tonight. Now, just to give you a bit of an idea, hey Han, let me answer some questions. Have you compared Telegram and Discord? I mean, Discord is very good for gamers and NFTs and crypto people and stuff like that. That's what a lot of people use. Telegram is much more like WhatsApp. It just depends what you want to use it for. You know what I mean? Yeah. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of either, to be honest. But I don't really run a community, so. I'm a member of social support group created during COVID with free and paid section. Paid membership offered up to 100 expert guided sessions per month. Interesting. Very nice. Cool. Let me see if there's any other questions on Facebook as well before I move on. And let me look at my I'm just looking to see if there's any other questions as well on my email. Hi. I don't know who it is, but hi anyway. Cool. Yeah, I think I've answered the questions that I have. So yeah, this year, definitely collaborations. I want to focus more on collaborations. The templates and coaching membership, it's going to close in an hour. So definitely, if you haven't joined, definitely now's the time. Go to runtemplates.com. By the way, the templates that I'm creating, for example, one template that I'm creating is a sales page. Let me just show you actually. Don't mind. I'll just show you the sales page that I've already got created. All right, hopefully you can see this. Have a look at this sales page. Beautiful sales page, actually. So home, about, program, large headline, sales video. Let me know if this is you, 6 bullet points. Imagine if introducing XYZ program, highlight who this program is for, what's inside the program, sneak peek, module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, your name and picture. Is the program right for you? This is for you if blah. This is not for you if blah. Choose your pricing plan. Final appeal to buy. Frequently asked questions. Okay. Now, this sales page, I'm showing you right now. This is going to be one of the first templates that I'm launching in about 10 days. Now, this sales page is going to be launched with an order form, which is branded, a thank you page, which is branded, and I might not have enough time in the next 10 days. We'll see. But at least by the next month after that, it's going to come with an opt-in page optimized, a thank you page after opt-in, sales page already, order form already, upsell, and downsell. So it's going to be 7 pages, all included as a template. It will probably be sold for $37 or $47 or $97 or whatever. And by the way, it comes with the Canva images as well. So all the images you see for Canva, that's all included. Now, the way it's going to work is all these images and the template is a one-time payment, or those that are already in the membership, the $77 a year, you're going to get copy of this already included in the membership. So the business model is going to be basically one-time payment for the digital guides and templates that I'm creating, or buy the membership, basically. So that's kind of the idea. So anyway, I thought this will be really good to share because it's going to save you a lot of time. I mean, I'm going to use this template myself, probably for when I launch my template membership next time. I'm going to do something similar as well. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. I think it's going to be really, really cool. And let me just see if there's anything else. Cool. If anybody have any other questions, let me know. I'll pretty much wrap up here. The launch that I have next month, not next month, March, maybe April. Sorry, maybe March, definitely April. I am launching a software company, basically. So it's already with the developer. It's already been mapped out. We've already designed it and everything. We're just connecting the payment integration at the moment. That's the task for the day, just so you know. Like I've got a developer that's working on that. And it will be ready probably next month, maybe this month. And then I will launch it, basically. So that's going to be a brand new business. It's going to be actually my first paid software. So I'm really excited about that. And no matter what website tool you're using, it's actually going to be helpful and relevant to you. So anyway, that's all I'm going to tell you right now. But that's coming up in the next month. So there you go. And then probably there's going to be member-only pricing as well. So that's going to be a discounted rate as well. So anyway, there you go. That's pretty much it. There's about an hour before the cart closes. So let me just show you the sales page before I wrap up here. Go to runtemplates.com. Okay, so watch that video. This is the pricing. This is who it's beneficial for. Testimonials. How it works. The framework that I told you about, that you've seen me talk about this. Bonuses. Bonus number 1, Facebook organic, landing page in a day, text automations. This is the countdown timer. As soon as this hits 0, the page that you're seeing right now will literally disappear. You will not see it. You're going to see a waitlist page. Okay, so that's going to be, it's already all set up. So you're not going to see this page. It will literally, if you're in the middle of typing your credit card information and this clock hits 0, it literally will stop you halfway and go to a different page. Okay, so you literally cannot be late by 1 second. You're about to receive this. You have these 2 options, enter name and email. your credit card information, and then if you want the landing page challenge, which I definitely suggest, if you're using one of these tools and you don't have a landing page, definitely choose this option. It's $97, and then click on this. Okay, so that's basically what you're getting, and yeah. Wow, progression about much success. I'm sure we'll make it a success. Yes, definitely. The software is pretty exciting. Wow, Raphael. Yep. Raphael, so interesting. Raphael, if you don't mind, I'll share. So interesting. Raphael found me, what, 3 days ago, 4 days ago? He was browsing on Google, I think, and found the blog post that I wrote about memberships and Stu McLaren. Read that blog, ended up going through the rabbit hole, consuming my content for a number of hours, and then ended up joining my templates membership and my tech support membership. Okay. This is a classic example of what I show people and teach people to set up in your business. This is the point about creating enough digital assets and content and processes and automations and systems so people can find you without you putting the effort of you being found, consuming enough of your content so they can actually make a payment. Okay. Only after he paid, I then learned about who he is. I mean, now we've spoken, he sent me some voice messages today. We had a bit of a discussion and stuff like that. But this is exactly the process that you should have in your business, right? It makes life so much easier. And this is just an example. He just happens to be on the live, so it's a good one to share, right? But this is not the only one I've received, okay? I'm going to read out an email that I received yesterday. Well, today, yesterday, depending on the day, because my days are all blurred at the moment. Let me read out to you an email that I received today, which was just super cool to receive. Hang on one second. Tanaria, awesome. Great to have you join. That's great. Raphael, the whole night. Okay, I got an email from Emilia. Listen to this. Hi, Eran. I found you on YouTube when I was looking for System IO and New Zealand comparison. You were about the only video that showed up, so thanks for making it, smiley face. And then today I was looking for a review on Searchy and you showed up on my feed again. So I decided it would be useful to sign up to your emails. Hope this helps. Amelia. Cool. This is so freaking important to get people to find you. Okay. Now, obviously it takes time, but you want to have a strategy to do that. Raphael, you said from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Now, here's the thing about being found. If you go to, and I actually teach this strategy for free. You don't even have to wait for me to show you. Let me just share my screen again. If you go to eranbukai.com/.com trips blog, you will find this blog post, my YouTube content and monetization strategy. And you will see an entire blog post taking you from A to Z about the entire process on how that works. Okay. So the whole thing is all explained. Like, I'm not holding anything back. I'm explaining the entire strategy totally free of charge. Okay. Another thing you can do, and this is another point on the strategy, is you will then be subscribed, right? Let me show you another blog post. It's really important. This one is finding more customers blog. Okay. Again, this is the 7 proven methods that I get customers. Email signature, exit pop-up, live videos like I'm doing right now, other people's Facebook groups, a bonus hack for content repurposing, Messenger, YouTube, and my email list. Okay. Now, let me just tell you something about Messenger. This is really important. Let me read it out to you. I've been asked dozens of times by people, what CRM do you use for managing and tracking your leads? The answer to this question when I first got started has been for years is Messenger. If you go to my Messenger chats, you probably find dozens, if not hundreds or thousands of conversations with people that may have expressed interest in what I offer, in what you offer. And they know someone who does. And so go through the chats one by one and go and get back in touch with them. Don't go to the chat with expectations to sell them. Just get in touch and say, hey, first name, long time no speak. How's things going with XYZ? Love to catch up and hear what you're up to. You can spend an hour or two sending hundreds of messages like this. You'll end up with a few meaningful conversations, express interest in what you're up to, what they're up to, what you can tell them, and so on. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Either way, you've reconnected and it was just a casual conversation. Something good is going to come out of it. Do it enough consistently and it's practically impossible not to find potential customers. And use text automations for this as well. Now, here's the thing. If you, like when I did this launch, like this, like we're wrapping up the launch now. It's got another 45 minutes. What I did during this launch, like you might be thinking, well, what do you do in the launch? I'll tell you what I did. I went on Messenger and I messaged people one by one. I have sent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe over 1,000 messages on Messenger this week, every day. Now, I haven't been blocked by Messenger. So I remember because I did that process in the past and I got blocked after a while. Like you can do only 100 messages and you get blocked. Because I guess it's messages of people that I've already spoken to before, I didn't get blocked. But in my mind, I was like, I'm going to message people over and over and over until I get blocked. Not to the same person, but one message per person, right? And then I'll have a conversation. Yeah, the link for the blog post is .comtruthblog.com. Let me just put in the chat. So I went on Messenger and just messaged people. Basically, like that's all I did, right? That was the strategy, and it's really important to understand the strategy, right? Like me going on Messenger one by one. That's how I got so many sales. I can go and make a list of at least 2 people off the top of my head that I know signed up because I messaged them. Okay. I also had 3 people in the Messenger that told me, hey, by the way, I actually tried paying, but my card didn't run and I need to make a phone call. And I'm glad you messaged me because I forgot. Okay. So I've also recovered some sales because of that. And I can attribute at least, let me just go through my messages and I'll tell you how many sales I've done because I message people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there's at least 8 that I can see off the top of my head. These sales would not have happened unless I actually was in Messenger talking to people. Okay, so that's kind of the intentional aspect of doing that. Okay, Eran, is there a setting that prevents us from copying in this chat so we can copy paste the address? No, not really. Don't think so, Han. But if you're looking for the blog post, Han, I can definitely send it to you. Let me show you a really cool automation that I have set up now that Han is asking. So you see here, if you go to .comtruthblog.com, I'll just show you the funnel and how that works, right? This is the funnel. And you can see, join the newsletter, get instant access, enter your email address. So if you enter the email address and you're already on my email list, like Raphael and Han, you can go and do that right now. Because you're both on my email list already, you're going to get an email that says, hey, thanks, you're already on my email list. Here's the link to the blogs. And if you are not on my email list, you're going to go to a totally different automation, which is a 7-day email sequence to nurture and get you up to speed about who I am, what I do, how I serve people, and kind of build that relationship basically. So that's a really, really good process. Raphael said, I use automated tools for Messenger. Yeah, there's tools for Messenger as well. I mean, if you want to share which ones, I personally do it all manually. What I do is I use text automations, which again, text automations, I've said it so many times. It is one of these underrated tools. Go to iran.link/textblaze. It's an incredible tool and set up your text automations. But there is some automated messenger tools. I basically just do everything manually and just have conversations with people. So cool. All right, let me just have a look at my email and see if there's any other questions that I need to answer. And if you don't have any other questions for me, let me. That's okay too. I'm gonna wrap up this live. No, don't have any other emails. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Really appreciate you. So the card's gonna close in 45 minutes. Go sign up now if you haven't already. Runtemplates.com. If you have any questions for me, come chat with me on Messenger. Happy to answer any questions. And yeah, love to make sure that I give you all the information you need so you can decide to join before I close the card and you won't be able to join at this price ever again. That's about it. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I really appreciate you. I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.